Drives Lives with Steve Harris.
This is BBC Radio Solent.
Talking earlier in the week about Hampshire's vineyards and about how one Hampshire winemaker had decided not to harvest its grapes this year because the weather's been so bad. Bad news for wine lovers. But our Drives Lives guest tonight can bring us some good news for cider lovers. Emma Goss-Custard is the director of Honeybuns Bakery in Sherborne. She's on the phone now. Evening, Emma.
Evening, Steve.
Good to talk to you. And you've had your annual apple pressing.
Yeah, no, it went really well, but I'm not quite sure what the more overall view of the apple crops are. But certainly, from our angle, the cider apples that we've got in the nature reserve around the bakery, they did really well this year, and we had a bit of a glut. And judging by how many people were bringing in loaded carrier bags full of their windfalls to be pressed, it seemed quite a good year.
It sounds like a really lovely event as well, because a number of people who have a surplus of apples and don't know what to do with them, and you throw open your apple press and say, come press your apples with us.
Yeah, no, it was really nice actually, and the kids, although they couldn't actually do the pressing themselves because it had, the health and safety and all the rest of it, their mums and dads were all helping, and the kids were getting really excited, and we didn't charge for it. It was just a really lovely, free-for-all really. Bring your apples or pick ours and have a go.
We've been speaking to you for maybe a couple of years now, and one of the things which you've been taking us on your journey with was the first Honeybuns recipe book. That's now out there, it's in shops, it's been printed. How's that all ticking along?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's been a real insight into the publishing world and just how pressured it is nowadays. I guess with the surge online and being able to download recipes and what have you, it's become super competitive in the publishing world. So that's been quite interesting to learn about. And we're certainly very busy in terms of, it's not a case of publishing the book, it's out there and you can relax and expect the sales to happen. So we've been out doing quite proactively, I hope, doing lots of demos and tastings and so on.
You're in Yeovil today as well?
Yeah, a series which I can't big them up enough, really. They're just a brilliant independent health food shop.
Do you sign the books yourself?
Yeah.
Is that weird? Is it weird when people say...
It's really strange. Really, really odd. It's a really strange feeling.
Yeah, but presumably, like all of us, there must have been a time when the young Emma Goss-Custard practiced her signature, thinking, one day I'll dish this out to strangers.
Do you know, I never did. No.
Just me then. Right, and let's talk about the food side of things, because ultimately that's what it's all about. You are you're branching out now. You've always been about gluten-free treats as a general rule, cakes and stuff like that, but you're doing some vegan stuff now.
Yeah, getting more and more interested in that, I must say. And being at Ceres today, it was interesting talking to that kind of customer who they're already very switched on to dairy-free, vegan alternatives to dairy. And we've been playing around quite a lot with avocado, roasted root vegetables like beetroot and butternut squash, which you can incorporate into cakes and savoury. Instead of butter and eggs, which is quite an interesting development.
Oh, that is interesting. And also, you mentioned about how people download recipes and stuff like that. There's also a surge in people wanting to bake. But if you want a gluten-free diet, presumably that's quite difficult, and you've got a solution to that in the works. Yeah,
we're launching. It's 2 or 3 weeks away still, but we're launching a range of 3 gluten-free mixes, and the feedback from the book and from our customers generally is that if they're trying to bake gluten-free stuff at home, it's a real pain to have to buy in specialist ingredients. You generally need quite a lot more than you would in a conventional flour-based recipe, and it's expensive, and you don't necessarily want those ingredients hanging around in open packets. So hopefully the mixes will make that easier for people.
All right, well, let us know how that goes and keep us updated with the launch of them. But I appreciate you taking the time to speak to us tonight. Emma Goss-Custard, who is the director of the Honeybuns Bakery in Sherborne and one of our Drives Lives guests.